Hello everyone, welcome back to Wellington Witch. Thank you for being part of my journey through tarot, and thank you for allowing me or spending time with me as I read the tarot for you. I'm Lorien, and I apologise this is slightly later than planned. We had another storm this weekend delivering some very heavy rain, very big gusts of wind. At one point I thought my house was about to fly away. So yes, it's been very windy, very busy weekend trying to batten down the hatches, and thank you so much for your patience. Yeah, hopefully we won't get another storm like that every weekend, just until spring. So this is for the week ahead. Now this one has no time limit on it. Whenever you see this video, this is for the next 7 days for you, because I wasn't called to do it time specific. At the moment we are almost on the verge of going into Mercury retrograde in Pisces, so there may be some messages relating to that. However, there is mostly just for guidance for the next 7 days for you whenever you do see this reading. So the cards that I got are some of the Everyday Witch and some of the Druidcraft Tarot, because the Druidcraft Tarot I normally use for personal readings, but they have wanted to come through in the main channel now, so I'm honouring their wishes. So you have a choice between Ahoy, which is the blue highlighter, Beautiful, which is the pink highlighter, and this Chic, which is the purple one. Now I often just look at silly things like everyday household items just to see if you're drawn to any of them, but if not, just the little words on here, like the colours or something about them draws you to the pile, just focus on that. But I will be leaving a slight meditation for 60 seconds as usual, so you can have a look and see which one draws to you. In the meantime, thank you so much for being with me, subscribing, liking, sharing, but most of all commenting. I love hearing from you and seeing how these resonate. So do leave a comment, do like if you like the video, and I'll speak to you guys in just a second, starting with group 1. Ahoy, mateys! Ahoy, ahoy! Although I do believe it's spelled with a Y instead of an I. Never mind. Semantics, that's fine. So let's see what's coming up for you guys in the next 7 days. I'm going to start with Druidcraft Tarot. So we have 3 of Cups in reverse. We have 7 of Cups in reverse. And we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So as you may know, I don't normally read reversals, but it is something that I've been incorporating into my practice for the last few weeks now, and I do feel it gives me an additional insight as to what may be coming through for you. I see here that there's going to be some social gathering, or there has been some social gossip potentially that has been happening around you, but you're now turning your back on that. I feel like with the 3 of Cups in reverse, normally it would be this way, happy families, being absolutely wonderful. Oh, sorry, I just moved the camera slightly. Being absolutely wonderful, feeling on top of the world. This leads me to believe that there's a communication breakdown between a community or some kind of friendship group that you have, and this could be leading to some doubts or insecurities or some anxieties going on here. Now the 7 of Cups is all about having faith, so you have 2 emotional cards here that could be that you feel a little bit pressured by the social group that you have. It could be that you feel a little bit more emotional around these groups. Everyone's doing something and you don't seem to be able to match them, or vice versa. You seem to be being left behind by them, or they are being left behind by you because you want to soar and they can't quite match you. So there's kind of a two-way thing here. I do feel that your imagination here, maybe you feel like your creativity is stuck or you can't really see an option, you can't really see something that is coming towards you and should be obvious normally, but you kind of feel as though it's not quite there for you. This is the one though that I feel is coming in here. So the 5 is adversity. You are getting over this. You are getting over this conflict, over this defeat. Now what this card normally says is to be gracious in defeat. It's to be not gossiping, not being too, annoying with people, and not throwing your success in people's faces. But for me, this is somebody doing the exact same thing to you. This is somebody throwing the fact that they have the promotion, the baby, the engagement, the relationship, the money. There's something kind of bitter going on here, and I'm very sorry if that's not the forecast that you wanted to hear. But if I told everybody that they wanted to hear, thousands of people would be angry with me that they haven't won the lottery yet. So it's something that I just feel like, there's a feeling here that somebody doesn't have your best interests at heart. That's what I'm going to go with. Somebody doesn't have your best interests at heart. And what I feel for you is that this week you're going to realise it. This week you're going to realise who is your friend and who is not so much your friend. This is something that you need, only you can actually figure it out for yourself. Oops, I didn't mean to knock those. Alright, so, yes, so you have for your advice cards the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands. I love these two. So these two are coming forward to maybe advise you with your intuition. The High Priestess is somebody who has the unconscious awareness, so you feel something's wrong. But there is an idea being generated here with the Ace of Wands that's giving you the inspiration to actually do something. So you have an idea as to how to solve things. Somebody has been squashing your creativity, and creativity means something different to everybody. I'm not going to define it because sometimes it's very indefinable. But I do feel that the High Priestess is coming to you saying you already know what to do in this situation. She's very wise. You probably foresaw this situation coming weeks ago. So that could be something that this isn't so much as a surprise. Or you see your friendship circle break down. There could be some people who are not involving you, but you see anger starting between 2 or 3 people, and you're like, oh, hold on a second. But you already saw it coming. But I do see fractures happening within a social group, work group, community, but you seem to be fine because you recover and something like a stress stops. You stop stressing, you stop having this thing on you, so to speak. There's not something that you have to worry about too much because the Ace of Wands comes in and just says, be you, be creative. There's a solution coming in here, but also an outlet of creativity, an outlet of stress, an outlet of getting something done. I think if you oh, this is going to sound strange. If you snipped off communication for about a week, again, maybe Mercury retrograde affecting this, if you snipped off the communication, you'd probably feel so much brighter and so much more ready to take on the day than if you were dealing with their issues and problems and whining every single day, or the way that they make you feel lesser than. And I think that's very, very important that you don't feel lesser than your friends. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, oh, but I don't, or they never make me feel that way, and that's great. So it could be that they are actually experiencing this, but it is going to still affect you. But I would say that there's something going on that sometimes you find yourself biting your lip because you don't feel that you would be understood by them. And that is going to affect you in various different ways. So it could be that you have a spirituality that they don't agree with or they don't see the point of. It could be that you have ambitions that, they don't think that you're going to achieve. And that is very diluting to your confidence, to your creativity. So this is going to be something that you have to evolve past and have to look beyond in the near future, in the next 7 days, or maybe even next 2 weeks. But I hope this was helpful to you, my lovelies. Do let me know in the comments below if this did resonate with you, because I'd love to hear back from you guys. In the meantime, everything you need to get in touch with me is down in the description box below, including readings, but I do wish you the very best of luck. And I'm now going to go on to group 2. Hello lovelies, so you would have chosen group 2, which is the beautiful, which is, pretty much strong because we just had Valentine's Day. So we're just going to go into your cards. So you have the 2 of Swords in reverse, You have the Six of Swords, normal, and you have the World. Okay. Let me see. Now, some of you may know that I don't tend to do reversals, but it is something that I've started to incorporate into my practice recently because I feel like that's just the natural progression. So what's going on with you guys? There is a decision that's coming in for you. I feel like the balance is out of whack and you feel like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It's almost as though you have only two choices and neither are going to be very good. Or you feel kind of like your choice has been taken away from you. There's either or here because I'm seeing multi-layers going on. The Six of Swords is though that you're actually moving forwards, you're having this transition, rite of passage. Your baggage is not really baggage, it's knowledge. This came out in a recent reading, I think last week as well. So the issue that you're experiencing, you are going to get past it. You're not going to have to be pushed in a general direction, though you have to overcome something. The Hermit is driving this boat, and so it could be that you need to spend some time alone to see the results or see the solution that's on your way, or that's coming your way. There is something though that's coming up that I feel like there's almost like I'm never going to get there, I'm never going to get there. There's a fear this week, and it could be that Mercury retrograde is affecting this reading and it's more for now. But again, I'm thinking that whenever you pick this reading, it could even be in another Mercury retrograde. This tells me that there's something not quite done yet. You haven't accomplished something yet. You haven't learned all the lessons that you are going through or that you have to understand. So this one, the Six of Swords, you are getting through lessons, you're getting through knowledge and experiences, and you're understanding yourself a lot more than maybe that you thought you ever would. But there's something that doesn't quite add up here. It's kind of saying that you haven't reached the end of the line yet. There's something still awaiting for you, and I think this week you are going to start experiencing that kind of call. There's something I feel that is bringing in change. There's something that you're going to move towards, maybe you choose a different direction, but things have not been accomplished yet. There's nothing, something hasn't aligned. That's what they want you to tell to you. You have not actually created all your dreams into reality yet, and I think it's because you've had some choices taken away from you, or you suddenly feel yourself not wanting to take any of the choices that are available because it's something like, I'm bored, I can't do this, or I'm really annoyed. So there's something that I feel is coming through there. Your advice cards are the Hanged Man and the Page of Wands. So yeah, this is kind of taking a moment to pause and discuss. There's a lot of yellow, I have to say, a lot of yellow. So there could be something to do with your solar plexus, your gut instinct, your sense of self coming into play this week. So your advice cards mostly are about hanging tight and seeing if there's any kind of reversal of the situation that you can do. But the Page of Wands, similar to Group 1 actually, brings forward messages of enthusiasm and discovery and saying, you know what would happen if you took this route instead. So there could be some that you haven't actually thought of yet. There could be a route out of the situation or a solution to the problem that you haven't actually thought of. There are solutions coming towards you and you're then able to move towards something in the goal, but it's still tangible, it's not concrete. There's a fulfillment that you haven't reached yet, and I think that's kind of why this advice is coming to you, saying, you know, you have this opportunity. So this one, they're telling me to reverse it, I'm going to reverse it. If it was reversed, I would say that you haven't had the best choices, you haven't been able to find your way out yet, and you haven't been able to reach a certain goal because nothing seems to have gone your way recently, or there seems to be constant delays, or you can't grow, or you feel stuck in some kind of growth issue. And this is the Hanged Man. So this is something, maybe this makes more sense actually, this is something that the Hanged Man is saying there's a suspension, a sacrifice that you've made, but this is coming to an end because you're going to be told, or guided at least, to a new path that you haven't trod down before. And it could lead to the perfect solution, you don't know yet. but definitely keep your mind open, your mind active and responsive and receptive to things that may be coming towards you and that may actually deliver a perfect solution and a perfect ending. If that was turned up right, I would say that's for sure, but just not yet. Almost there, but not yet. This week is to keep carrying on, keep going, and make sure that you tell me in the description box or the comment box even how things are going for you, because I do love hearing from you guys and I wish you the best of luck. If you do want to hear from me, or if you do want to contact me through reading, all the information is down below the video. But thank you so much for joining me. Do take care of yourselves, and I'm now going to move on to group 3. Hi group 3, sorry I just had to adjust the camera a little bit there. So you would have chosen this Chic, which is the purple highlighter. Like I say, I do kind of get a little kick out of using household items, seeing what you're kind of drawn to. It has gone a little bit dark now. Thank you very much, Storm Dennis. But let's have a look and see what the cards have to say for you guys on this. So I'm just going to feel a little bit of energy. There's hopeful energy here. Okay. Similarly to the last two, you've got it all in reverse. Well, the second one didn't have as many. They had the middle one, alright, but let's have a look. So you have the Moon in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, and the Seven of Swords. And like I say, this is at the time where I'm actually doing these readings, and they're actually going through the Mercury retrograde shadow phase. But this is absolutely fine if you're watching from another time. No, not like the 1930s, but say for instance October, if you're watching in October, they're still relevant because there's still something that's coming through from these cards into that moment, into you choosing to watch this video. I feel what these... As I'm looking at these cards, it's really difficult to try and put them into words, and I think that's maybe something that what you're struggling with as well. Seems to be something very fractured here, and there's something that maybe you're wanting to say to somebody or wanting to repair a relationship. That's something that's coming through now. It doesn't necessarily mean a romantic relationship. There's a repair quality that is coming in that feels like it's something that you either want somebody to say sorry to you, or you want to say sorry to somebody else. There's just a frustration I'm getting, like they don't ask you if you're free, they don't ask, they just presume that you're going to be doing such and such. It just feels like you're very annoyed by somebody. And that's maybe, I think for 50% of you, that's quite a high amount, are actually annoyed with somebody or wanting to hear an apology or wanting to hear something from somebody. Now I do see here that the Moon, you have maybe had some things on your mind. Yeah, some uncertainties. You can't really tune into your intuition a lot, but there's a little bit of fear, a little bit of bewilderment coming through. But it's mostly that it's kind of not letting your imagination run away with you. I think this is something that maybe you're thinking, oh well, are they just going to walk away and I'll never hear from them again? Or there's something that's unresolved, I feel here. Now this could be from 7 years ago, this could be from 7 months ago, 7 hours. It just feels like there's something very intense coming in here for you. The Lovers card is not always about romantic relationships as well. The Lovers in reverse is maybe there's something that isn't quite gelling. Now that's normally a Gemini card, so it could be that the flitch has slipped. No, the switch has flipped. See what I meant about fragmented things? There's something fragmented that's not actually matching up together, and that's what I feel here. The switch is flipped from one to the next. It's kind of like somebody's changed the mask, and now you're going, oh, hold on a second then. I thought we were this close, or I thought this was happening, but now it's kind of switched into something else. Your personal beliefs may be being called into question. Your values may be being called into question as well at some point, and you want to stick by them. You want to make sure that you are very rooted, very grounded in what you believe in, and that you can express it. But that's the thing, it's just not coming through as you intended it. That's why it's kind of not flowing as you might want it to. The good idea is to actually write it down, see if you can form the words that way, access your subconscious, which will actually give you the information. But the Seven of Swords coming through to me, if you hear howling winds and rain, I'm sorry, that's just the storm outside. The thing that's coming through to me is this particular kind of image. Now in normal this would be that way, So it'd be him really struggling. Oh, again, writing, I just realised. I don't tend to look at the cards sometimes when I'm channeling. So this is just kind of like writing, getting the words down, making sure that you can say something. So maybe that's it here, but upside down. This is normally to do with deception. This is normally to try and figure out things, and maybe you feel like you've been watched or unfairly judged by somebody. Maybe there's something that, you know, people are promising that they're going to do something, then they never do it. So that could be coming through here. Now, what's your advice cards? Okay. Another swords and put justice as well. So justice, there could be some balancing acts going on. Justice is to get the right way round again. It's to feel like you're in control, responsibility, decisions, but it's also karma coming into effect. So these two little kitties, I don't know if you can see, they're having a right little spat here. So again, it could be an argument that you're wanting to resolve this week. I do feel like the Nine of Swords is to say that don't lose any sleep over this. I don't feel it was your fault, honestly. The main thing that I'm seeing here colour-wise is blue. A little bit of green, so it could be heart chakra. But blue is mainly your communication, your throat chakra, wanting to express yourself, wanting to get in contact with people, allowing the words to flow. But I do feel that there's some anxiety between it. It's kind of like a dark cloud, as I have right now, over your kind of intentions. It just feels like, this is not what I wanted. I didn't want this. I didn't want to feel this. I didn't want this to be, you know, what came from this. This is not what I had in mind. So this is something that maybe you're trying to repair in your brain. Like, okay, reconciling the fact that things have not gone as you wanted, but also seeing how you can maybe communicate that to yourself, if not to anybody else, and then move forwards with it. Because I do see you were probably the most scattered energies of the three. And I think as soon as you're able to communicate that to yourself and maybe gel it back together again, that might be something that you can actually go forwards with in a positive, promising way, and hopefully feel like everything's aligning much better, and, you know, being so much more grateful for them when they actually come through, and you might feel like you've got over it a little bit. As for an apology from this person, I'm not sure that you're going to get it this week. However, I do feel that it's something that you're still going to have in mind, that they need to apologise to you if that's the case. But thank you so much for joining me today. Leave a comment below. Let me know how this resonates with you. And do thank you very much for subscribing and checking out the description box, how to get in contact with me for readings, etc. But in the meantime, I wish you the very best of luck, and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Take care.